Ladies and gentlemen, get out the brooms. The Florida Panthers have swept the Carolina Hurricanes. What a shock this whole playoff run has been for the Florida Panthers. I mean, a sweep, the first sweep of the entire playoffs, and it comes in the Eastern Conference Final against the Metro 1 seed of all teams. Absolutely crazy. This team has now gone and beaten the Stanley Cup favorite in every single round. Boston, then Toronto in round 2, and now Carolina. What a run these Panthers are on.
I can't believe it. I mean, these Panthers just keep proving me wrong. I mean, every time they play a certain team, I'm like, the other team's gonna win. The other team's gonna win. Man, this team have been crazy. Has been very, very good. Carried by Matthew Tkachuk, in my opinion. Barkov's line was very, very good. Everyone played well, I thought.
Yeah, this team is just a really good team all around, but we got to start at the top where this team has really, really dominated, and that is in the net, and Sergei Bobrovsky has been just outstanding. It's crazy. Right now, got to be up there as Conn Smythe favorite right now in the playoffs. This guy just stands on his head night in, night out. I mean, he got shut out in Game 3. He played that really ridiculously long 4-overtime game in Game 1 and just gave up nothing, and he was getting outshot by Carolina. He really has been such a revelation for this team after starting the playoffs with Alex Lyon against Boston. Bob's has just been unbelievable.
Yeah, and on top of that, I felt like another big add for this team was to get Ryan Lomberg back because he added a lot of speed on the bottom six. He was very physical in this series. But it was really his speed and his power. It's just a good fourth liner, power gritty game.
Yeah, you really notice him out there. I mean, this guy doesn't quit. He's a high energy player. We had one guy in our last video, he commented on that. He's like, hey, Lomberg's going to be back. Watch that. And he's right. That guy absolutely popped off and was a very big difference maker for this team. They need that. They need those checkers who can go out there, kill some time, get some good pucks in deep, and he really was solid at that. Especially with that goal, a key goal he had in the Game 4 elimination game. Sure, it wasn't necessarily a beautiful goal, but I mean, that's exactly what this team needs is those hard, gritty goals from depth players to really keep going.
He also had that really key goal in the first game that did not count.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
But yeah, that was unfortunate. But he would have won the game if that counted. But you know what? The Florida Panthers, I give them a lot of credit. Their defense played really, really well. Alexander Barkov had a really good series. That line with with Duclair and Verhaeghe played a massively good.
Yeah, for me, that was by far the best line for Florida in this series. I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, Matt Tkachuk's great as always. I mean, very clutch in the Game 4 with the game-winning goal with 5 seconds left. But in my opinion, this series, that Duclair, Verhaeghe, and Barkov line absolutely took over, which was finally something happy. We weren't right about the prediction of this series because we both took Carolina, which we looked dumb. But we both had Verhaeghe and Duclair as two players to really watch in this series to pop off, and they did pop off, absolutely. It was nice to see Barkov healed up pretty good after that injury he had in Game 3. Doesn't look to be anything serious. I mean, he came back and got 2 points in Game 4. This guy is just always been such a good, underrated player. And now, I mean, this team's going to the Stanley Cup Final. He's going to get recognition along with guys like Tkachuk, and it's just really nice to see.
Yeah, when I was watching this series all the way through, and I really thought that it was like a chess match again. It was just two really good teams that defended really, really well. They both played really well, good defensive hockey. Both their goaltenders, including Freddie Anderson, were terrific. Even Antti Ranta was good in the second game as well. Like, they were all good. All the goaltenders that played were good.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just that, you know what? Carolina just can't score.
Yeah, Bobrovsky made it almost impossible. I'll be honest with you guys. I thought in 3 of those 4 games, Carolina actually was the better team, crazy as it is. But Bobrovsky was just so incredibly good. I think they said he had so far in this playoffs, this guy's already had 18 goals saved above expected. This guy's just absolutely phenomenal. His positioning is so pristine right now. He knows exactly where to be. He's sliding side to side very well, and his glove hand is just so fast. I mean, the amount of saves I've seen this guy make in this series alone just with the glove is just absolutely unreal. His timing is just really good right now.
Yeah, one player that really stood out to me that played really, really well is Gustav Forsling. I thought he played terrific two-way hockey. When I watched this guy play, he's skating the puck. He's moving the puck with confidence. Brady Shea on the other side for Carolina also played really good. Unfortunately, their team didn't win a game. But yeah, some of these defensemen were highlighting this series for me. They defended really, really well. Slavin had a good series. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, I think most of this playoff run for the Florida Panthers especially, Montour was by far their best defenseman, not even close. But in this series, I definitely noticed Gustav Forsling a lot more, both offensively and defensively. Mainly defensively, though. This guy's just so solid in his own zone. Really good two-way defenseman. really underrated as well, because, I mean, how many times do you hear this guy get talked about outside of in Florida? But he really stepped up big for when they needed it. And Montour went scoreless in this series, but man, not for a lack of trying. This guy was all over the ice. I mean, that one game, he played like 50-something minutes in game one. Like, this guy never got off the ice, it felt like. And he had like 9 shots one game, 8 shots another game. But he had the worst puck luck ever.
We're going to flip it to the Carolina Hurricanes right now, and let's talk about Carolina for a bit here. So what did you like and what did you not like about their game?
So to be completely honest, especially in game 1 and 2, I thought they played pretty good hockey. I mean, both those games went to overtime. It's not like this team was poor by any means. I thought that in game 1, Freddie Anderson was really good, and as well in game 3 as well. I mean, this guy was great. Antti Ranta wasn't even bad either in the game 2 he took over for. These guys just, like you said, they had trouble scoring. I thought the defense played really good. I mean, we saw the difference when they don't have Slavin. In game 4 when he got hurt, this team was not defending the same way. It just shows you how great of a defenseman Jacob Slavin really is. Like, absolutely elite player. Brady Shea, I thought he played really well as well. But overall, I think the thing that stood out positively the most for this team throughout the playoff run they had to have been the emergence of some of their younger guys. Like Seth Jarvis played so well this playoff run. And then also Jack Drury had some pretty good games. I mean, I know he's a very young player, but he has some solid potential.
I really like Carolina's game overall in terms of defending. Like, they were very good, obviously, structure-wise.
They weren't giving up a lot.
They weren't giving up a lot at all. That should generally win you hockey games.
Yeah.
The problem is, in the first 3 games, they had 3 goals total. That's just not going to cut it. No. You got guys like Martin Necas. At this point, I don't know what you do with this player because he never really, in my opinion, shows up enough in the playoffs. He had to be the guy that steps up this season, especially in this playoffs where you don't have a guy like Svechnikov, you don't have Pacioretty. You know that now. You have Teravainen coming in playing with a broken hand. You got to step up and start scoring some goals, my man. Like, I don't know what you were doing out there. You just did not look good at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have to agree there. I mean, not to rag this guy too much because I know he led this team in the regular season in points and had a really good career year. But for this playoff run, he wasn't actually that good most of these games, especially not in this series against the Panthers. I mean, the guy had 0 goals and 1 assist, especially when you're lacking some of this offense from all these injuries that you had. This guy's got to be a little bit better than that. So he was one guy I thought that really could have stepped up a lot better. Aho was pretty decent. I mean, he wasn't amazing, but he was pretty decent for the most part.
I would say he's very decent. The problem with a player like Aho is that he's going to face the toughest matchup all the time. Yeah. So the other guys like Netchus needed to step up, and he didn't.
Yeah, no, definitely one of those guys that really kind of was a letdown. Just overall, unable to score goals. I mean, sometimes it happens. I mean, we saw it with Toronto. I mean, when Toronto played against Florida, same thing happened. They got bobbed. I mean, they didn't score more than 2 goals any of those games in that series. So, I mean, I kind of see where it's coming from for Carolina. Same type of thing. I mean, this goalie is just red, all-world hot right now. And, I mean, it's not the best excuse. You still got to find ways to score and, get really gross goals. But I kind of see where they're coming from. It was pretty hard. It's
a shame as for Carolina. If you're a Carolina fan, you have a goalie that's playing really, really good.
Yeah, you can't fault Freddie.
You have your D core playing really, really good. Your forwards are playing great two-way hockey, but you just can't put the puck in the back of the net.
And they were getting shots. It's not like they weren't getting chances. They got chances. They got lots of chances.
Lots of chances. More chances than Florida.
Yeah, no, they outchanced Florida in the first 3 games for sure. But yeah, just sometimes it's just how it falls. And I mean, the one positive I will say for Carolina and for the fans is, I mean, hey, you made it out round 2 this year. So, I mean, that's a big step up. I mean, they had the longest time where they'd win round 1s and then lose round 2 almost every year. Kind of like last year against the Rangers. But hey, they made it pretty far this year, and the team's fairly young for the most part. So, I mean, looking on the outlook for the next couple years, I mean, there's a lot of good players coming back that are going to only get better. Guys like Seth Jarvis and Jack Drury. And, I mean, Aho's still in his absolute prime. I mean, I think this team's going to be okay.
I think they definitely, in the offseason, they need to add a couple shooters on this team. It clearly showed they cannot score goals when it counts. So
they will get those guys back, though, with
Svechnikov is good, but the thing is, I still think they need more than just Svechnikov.
They can go get one more winger.
They can definitely get one more winger. Yeah. It doesn't have to be an expensive winger either. It's someone that has a proven track record of putting pucks in the back of the net.
Yeah, realistically, if I'm Carolina in the offseason, the one move I go make, I really like this defense. Coaching's obviously amazing. I go out and get a 25 goal scoring winger. That's probably what
Like a
I'd look
Hoffman.
for. Yeah,
He's got to be available.
Something like
right?
that. And like someone cheap that's not going to
Yeah.
cost you more than $4 million. All right, so one last thing before we go, just to talk about Florida again, because I mean, this run is absolutely one of the best runs I've seen in a while for an underdog team. But looking like they're realistically going to play Vegas in the Cup final unless they blow a 3-0 lead here.
Yeah.
What do you think their chances are? They'll be competitive, right? No matter what.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a great series.
It's going to be a great series.
I can't wait to do the Stanley Cup preview for this one, guys. It's going to be unreal.
Yep.
But until next time, thank you very much for watching, and leave a comment below on what your favorite part of this series was. And until next time, take care and have a great day.
Congratulations, Florida Panthers, and good night.